Hey guys, what is up? Welcome to this episode of Old Guyz Garage. Today we're taking a break from the El Camino and we're getting back on the Chevelle, trying to get it back on track for the SEMA show, and hopefully we make it in time, get it all done. So let's not waste any time and we'll get started.
What is up, guys?
So we're taking a break from this and we're getting back on this. It's the day before Easter. Sun's shining, it's a beautiful day. And we're gonna get started here. So our goal right now with the Chevelle is to do everything we can to get this vehicle ready to start and actually roll down the street. Doesn't have any glass in it. There's no wiring right now, but we're gonna just hook a battery up to it. And there's about 21 things on our list that we got to do to get the Chevelle ready to start up. So we're getting pretty excited. I'm like beyond excited, ready to get this thing rolling down the road. I just want to get it driving and hear it, make sure the clutch is working, and just feel it going down the road, what it feels like. I don't even care if it's got a windshield in it. So let's get started. We got an unboxing here to do. We got some gauges. These are all our autometer gauges. These are really nice aftermarket high performance gauges. More like a race car than what the car would have had from the factory. It's an autometer Pro Comp Ultralights. They're sweet. And we're working on getting a sponsorship from, let's go ahead and pull these out. We're working on getting a sponsorship from Classic Dash. And Classic Dash makes the actual dash instrument panel that these would sit in. We're looking to get the carbon fiber one for the Chevelle, and pretty excited about that. We're just waiting to hear back from Classic Dash on when they're going to go to production. These gauges right here are the normal size for the Classic Dash instrument panel. However, these gauges right here are a little bigger than the holes that Classic Dash normally has for their smaller gauges. So we're trying to get one custom made, and we're talking with Steve over at Classic Dash. If you guys need any instrument panel stuff, man, they have just a great selection of instrument panels from the 60s hot rods, and for Novas, Camaros, Mustangs, you name it. They pretty much have everything. Go over to classicdash.com and check out what they got. You can get them in silver, like this color here, the dash. You can get it in black, or you can also get it in carbon fiber, which we're going to try and get. So we're just waiting to hear back from Steve at Classic Dash regarding when they're going to production, and if we can get a sponsorship through them, that would be awesome. We'll definitely promote you guys over at Classic Dash, so thanks a lot. And what we're going to do right now is we're going to actually get these ready to turns out the sending units for the oil pressure gauge for the engine and the temperature gauge sending unit are enclosed in these boxes here, which is awesome because I was going to spend about $50 a piece to get them, and I just happened to open these boxes and it was coming with the sending unit already. So we're going to try and get the sending unit for the oil pressure gauge installed on the motor today, and the water temperature gauge, and then probably do a little custom fab for our tack. We're going to build a little panel to hold our tack and these two gauges, the oil pressure and the water temp. So when we do go to start the motor, I can see everything on how the engine's operating because I do want to try and get it rolling down the street. Alright guys, here's the water temp gauge. We're going to open this up. We got it out of the box. And right there, I believe, is the actual sending unit right there inside. So let's get this opened up and see if we can get that installed on the motor so we can utilize this gauge here. Cool, we got some auto meter stickers. Gotta love that. We actually have a build sheet, kind of all the different products we're using on this build. So every time I get a manufacturer's sticker, put them on this thing right here, and you can see all the different companies that we're using. And there's a few on there that are not on there yet that we haven't put decals on yet, but we're getting there. Here's our awesome banner that my brother Mike, a shout out to Mike Castiglione for doing that banner logo for us, and that drawing right there for the build. Thanks a lot, Mikey. Alright, here's the thermostat sending unit. Let's get that on bag and see if we can get it in the car. Okay, this is the temperature sending unit. I got a couple options. I have two different sizes here, and let me show you where they go in the motor. So looks like we can put one right here. I think it's probably this fitting right there. Yeah, it looks a little big. And then the other side, oh, looks a little small. This size, that one will fit right there. But I don't think I really want to put it there because I mean, the motor looks so pretty, I don't want to mess with that. I think we'll stick it back here and put it right here. And that one should fit right there. Alright. I do want to mention, guys, this is what I've done since the last time. I took these pop rivets off and then cleaned up this ID tag. And this ID tag's really cool on all these cars, these older cars. This one actually indicates it was made in Baltimore, Maryland. And that gives the code, the CC. That's actually the white, the paint color of the car. The exterior was white. And then this color right here is the interior color, which was blue, which you can see the interior was blue. And then this number right here, 13617, means this was a Malibu Sport Coupe, 2-door with bucket seats. And if it was a 13917, then it would have been a SS396 big block. So anyway, that's what we've took this off, cleaned it, sanded it down, and repainted it and restored it and put it back on with new rivets. Now we're going to get started and try and get this threaded bolt out of here. Make sure I got the right size. Feels like it's in there all the way. Yeah, it's moving. So we're going to put the oil or the water temperature sensor in here so we can see the temperature of the motor when it's running. And I decided to put it back here instead of up front because it's just so clean, we don't want to mess with it. So let's see, hopefully this is nice and clean. Yeah. Alright, let's check the threads on the temperature sensor. Those look like they're about the same. Right, and then if you interlock them, yeah, they interlock perfect. So I'm going to put a little plumber's tape on here, or maybe some sealant, and then put this back in the car. So here's the end of the sensor. This part right here is going to sense the temperature in the engine, and then we're going to put a wire on here that's going to go to the temperature gauge right there. This goes inside here, and then it ends up sensing the temperature inside the motor. Alright, let's get this started. Perfect. Got a little bit of Teflon tape on there just to keep the seal from leaking. You want it snug, but you don't want to break anything. It's starting to get tight. Oh, it should be good there. All right. All right, there we got it.
Guys, my wife had a beautiful idea. I've been fighting these things forever, and we're getting 80 Motorsports aluminum billet ones anyway. So she said, why don't you just take them off? I'm like, well, no, we can't do that. That's too simple. So we're taking them off. So we're going to test fit the hood after this so that we can see if the air cleaner clears the inside of the hood. I'm hoping we don't have to modify it at all. Worst case scenario is we just get a little bit narrower filter right here and we'll be good to go. All right. Put these back in. All that time I was sitting there fighting this thing to work on this and put this in, and I could have just taken it off. Good job, Temp. She's filming right now, by the way. Smiling at me. Yeah, I told you. Clean that up. I have a habit of always putting back nuts and bolts out of stuff that you take out. It's always a good idea because when you go to find them, they're sitting right where they're supposed to be. I believe I could thank Hank Sorrell for that. One of my neighbors across the street when I was about 16, 17 taught me how to paint cars. One of the guys that taught me how to. Shout out to Hank. Well, we got the hood on. It fits great and it doesn't hit the air cleaner and maybe just a tad. Let me show you. I'm gonna zoom in on this so you can see the hood is, there's no hinges now right now, so you can see that that is sitting down low. And if I lift it up a little bit, right now it's actually sitting on the air cleaner. I lift it up a little bit to get it where it's supposed to go. If I can, it's pretty heavy. There you go. Now it's not touching the air cleaner, so that's perfect. Love it when a plan comes together. So yeah, hasn't had the hood on quite a long time since we put the motor in and started getting it ready. Started to look like a car. Love it. Started to look like that car and that car. All right. So we've had a couple of questions about what we're going to do with the interior. As you can see, it's kind of mismatched colors right now. So I picked these bucket seats up. These were not in the car, did not have them. However, the car did originally come with bucket seats. But right now it's got TMI seats, which are awesome. It's a great company, TMI. And we're either going to get a matching back seat from TMI because they made these. And we'll go with white, black, and gray interior. And possibly a little bit of red pinstripe, like the if we decide to put that on the hood, that stripe and with that red tint to it, we're going to paint the calipers red like that. If we decide to do that, what we'll do is we'll put a little bit of red, just a tiny little red pinstripe above the door panel right there to tie it in. And maybe a little bit on the center console when we build the center console, which is not there yet. As you can see, we got a Hearst. Zoom in on that Hearst shifter. Man, that feels awesome in your hand. I've always wanted one of those. And I custom made all that. There was no hole in this car when I got it. The floorboard was, this car was an automatic. You can see that down there we got the clutch and pedal in and the brake. Still need a gas pedal. It's getting there though. And we got a Lecar steering wheel we got from Jigs. And it's got an I Did It tilt, 6-position tilt column. See if I can operate it on camera without locking it. Yeah, so you can see it's down low, like that would be in your lap right there. And then all our gauges are going to go right in here. See if I can get a better shot. Yeah. So we're going to have the speedo, the tack, water temp, oil pressure, fuel gauge, and voltage right there. And we're going to make just a temporary custom one for the tack, the oil pressure, and the water temp, just so I can see when the motor's running what's happening. So we're getting there. The other option, let me know what you guys think in the comments below, is to go with a new style of complete new seats made from TMI with saddle brown interior with black. It'll have black grommets in here all the way down, and then the seat will match in the back. So then we'll go with a tan interior or a saddle brown, like a saddle like color, and do it saddle on black in here. So I think kind of leaning towards a saddle on black, make it a little more luxurious than the way it is right now with the white and gray, although it looks awesome like this. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. All right. Hey guys, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut a piece of this metal here and to hold our gauges, and just temporarily we're waiting to hear back from Classic Dash, and hopefully we hear back from them soon. But if we don't, we're gonna have this mocked up temporarily, so when we go to start the motor, we got oil pressure, water temperature, and our tachometer, so that we can see what's actually going on inside the motor. All right. Hey everyone, this is my son-in-law Caleb. How you doing, Caleb?
How's it going, guys?
What we're gonna do now is we're gonna draw a line on here where we're gonna cut this piece of metal. A guy way back when told me whenever you're using getting rid of ovens, take the metal off it, because he's made all kinds of panels from old ovens. So this piece of metal is actually from an old oven that I discarded. So we're drawing a line on here where we're going to cut that and place those gauges. We're going to put those gauges in there, hopefully sitting kind of like that in the dash. Are you left-handed?
No.
No. So you did that good. All right. Sweet. Okay, so we're just getting this piece of metal. Go ahead and try and get it straight if you can. Like that. There you go.
So we're just getting this metal lined up so that we can cut it and then get it, test fit it in the car and then see how it goes. And wouldn't you know it, this angle actually happens to be perfect. I think it happens to be perfect. We'll see. But there's actually holes in the dash that we're going to actually screw this into. We'll probably have to bend this a little bit more, but let's go ahead and cut it and then we'll test fit it in the car. Alright, so guys, this is the company that you want to go check out, called Classic Dash. And this is the kind of instrument panel that we're looking to get. And they make them for everything. Like this one's for a Camaro. That one's for another Camaro, like a 68 Camaro. This is for a 70. I had a 70 Rally Sport, that's why I recognize that. And so they have all these instrument panels for all different types of vehicles. This one's for a Chevelle, 7072 Chevelle. This is the one we're trying to get right here. 66 to 67 Chevelle with those gauges in it, which will look awesome. This company also, you can actually buy the entire instrument panel from this company with the gauges already in it. In fact, I think that's our gauges right there. Yep. So you can buy these instrument panels from this company with any size, not any size, but any type of gauge that you want. And they have everything. Mustang and Cougar, Ford trucks. So go to classicdash.com, and here's the website right here, and see what they got to meet your instrument panel needs. I really like these gauges. They're more modern and more accurate than the older ones that came with the cars. And this is just a great way of representing a modern vehicle with great new gauges. This angle, I believe, needs to be a little steeper before we test fit it. So we're gonna angle this a little more. Yeah. So instead of using the vise, I'm just gonna do it like this. There you go. Okay, let's move this a little bit. Let's move a little. Here you go. Ready?
It looks like it's snowing outside.
Kind of does, huh?
Yeah.
You ready? You gonna help?
Mm-hmm.
Right here.
Where are you aiming?
You gotta get right here in the center of that seam. Okay, you got it. Okay, that's good. That's good. Thank you, sir. All right, guys. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have these gauges. They're actually gonna be set up probably about like this because that's all we got room for. We gotta stagger them just a tad. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna draw the circles on this template that we made right here from the inside, and then cut them out, and then place the gauges in, and then place this in the dash and see how it fits. All right. All right, so we got it centered punched, and we're gonna drill it with a hole saw. Pretty close. Didn't work. It was too dull, so we went to the tin snips. So I'm just gonna do it one little snip at a time.
You said oil over there, so water right here.
Let's do. Kind of depends on how it's gonna end up. Let's do. Yeah, you're right. Let's do the water like that. That one's. It looks like it can go in a little further. There you go.
You're right.
Yeah, it looks cool, man.
Yeah. Make sure that's pointing
All right,
straight up.
Classic Dash, you want to hire us? We're custom making instrument panels over here. All right, guys, we got it made, and we got water, tack, and oil pressure. So let's go install it. All right, so we're getting this screwed in, guys. That one's good. All right, there it is. And oil pressure. And then if I tilt the steering wheel up, you can see everything right through the wheel. Perfect. All right, ready to roll. All right, guys, here's a shot from the other side. Kind of a good shot of the shifter and that's the gauge cluster we made just to be able to see the operations of the motor when we start it up. And there's the shifter. Getting ready to go. We're getting closer. Thanks for watching, guys. Please like and subscribe. Thank you. Hey guys, thanks for watching this episode. Please like and subscribe and hit the post notification. I want to give a shout out to Caleb for helping me get this done, and also Classic Dash. We look forward to your sponsorship and getting that complete instrument panel so we can put it on our build. Thanks a lot, guys. Stay tuned for our next episode, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks.